Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Plant Dude James, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Crassula Ovata. This is also known as the Jade Plant, and this is the large form. If you look at the leaves, nice and big. Now this plant I did receive about a month ago, and my plans for this plant is to bonsai. So it will be a couple years until I might get full potential out of this plant. These are fast growers, so don't be afraid to take care of this plant, but don't overwater it. The watering cycle on these plants should not be done on a daily basis, weekly, or even just a couple of days. You want to make sure that the soil is completely dry, and also one thing you want to check for is if the leaves are nice and firm and not bendy. Now this one right here, if you look, is a bit bendy, but that one is probably on its way out. So what did I do with the trimmings? I did try to propagate them, and these ones that I have right here in this pot have been propagated directly into soil a day after I had cut them. Now when you cut these, you do want to make sure that you let them sit out for at least 24 hours to let them dry. That way they can crust over and they have 100% success in propagation. Now when I crop this into soil, these did have a few roots coming out the edge. Now, if you see, I'm able to grab it by the plant. It is fully rooted, and I'm not worried about it at all. Probably just need to water it pretty soon. The soil is looking a little dry. Anyway, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, if you look here at this one, there's a few roots coming out the side. And there's also some right here. And if you look closely at the base, there is also some showing up right there. Can you propagate these in water? Yes, definitely. So I have one right here for you. This one was done around the same time that I had done this one. Now let's go ahead and pull these out so I can show you. Now this one here has gone wild. Look at the root system on there. Let that camera focus. Let me put that down real fast. The root system has gone crazy, and it's ready to be planted into a nice pot of soil. The second cutting that I have didn't exactly root at the bottom, but there are a few roots coming off to the side. So I still have a chance at putting this into the soil and letting it root, just like the other ones that I have sitting in the pot already. Now let's go ahead and get our pot. It shouldn't be too big because you don't want the roots to get rotten. And overall, let's just go ahead. Now there are some myths out there that if you plant it into a big pot, that it'll help with trunk growth. That's not always the case. So let's just go ahead and try to stick to something that's reasonable. Now let's go ahead and grab our soil. The soil that I'm using is made by Black Gold. This is for cactus and succulents, and it has soil and perlite mixed in together. This container that I have sitting on the side, I did add some orchid bark, and that's totally okay. As opposed to the other one that I have over here, it doesn't have any orchid bark in there, but this right here will still be fine. Now I did not overfill it. just under the brim. We're gonna go ahead and take our cuttings and just kind of wiggle your finger in there to give it a nice spot. And drop it right in there. Just about an inch or two. Now with this cutting right here, all I'm gonna do is just lay it down. Well, I guess that's it. It cracked on me, the leaves, but we're gonna go ahead and still take this and just throw it in there and see what happens. Okay. And just like that, your propagated cuttings is ready to go. We're ready for new growth. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with this much propagated plants, jade plants, but we'll see what happens in the next coming months, years, so on. I might gift these to some friends or family, but let's go ahead and water it now. All right, so watering is very simple. Just go ahead and let it drain right through. And just let that drain. And within a few days, it should be fully rooted into the soil. And you should be ready for new growth to happen. I have to water this one as well, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, if you're wondering what happens to these jade plants when you cut them back, they will sprout new growth right at the areas that you cut. So in this case right here, it should shoot about 2 new growths right in this area. Also with this area right here, it should sprout 2 new growth points in that area as well. Even if you cut back, let's say right here, if I cut off about here, it should still sprout new growth. And if it doesn't, then that small section right here, that node area will probably just dry off, break, and then probably continue to grow down lower. Probably give this about a month or 2, and this will start sprouting new growth along the branches from where I did cut it back. And I'm just excited to see where this is gonna go eventually, because like I said, I do want to bonsai this tree, and this is probably one of the easiest plants for you to bonsai. Thank you guys for being here. This is Plant Dude James. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.